What would an experience be if it wasn't conscious? After all that we've been through, after all the joy and the suffering in our lives, what about waking up? Waking up to ourselves, waking up to the nature of the environment that we are in. What about listening to the silence that we carry inside, without believing into a story, without believing what other people tell us, just quietly sitting down and remembering who we are. It's just a matter of letting it happen. And when we come back from it, when we come back from that silence, we get up and we are full of initiative, full of positive thought, full of something that can drive our life to new prosperity. Prosperity inside of who we are, and prosperity on the outside of what we can afford to get. It's only a matter of returning to what it is that we are. I mean, let's not make a mistake. This world doesn't come by chance. Nothing in this world is by chance. There is nothing normal. And now I tell you something. There is nothing but God. Not the religious personality of God, but something far superior to that. Something we can call the universe, because it is the universe by which it manifests. It always is, always has been, and always will be. And because that is what we are, we will always be. That is something particular to come to terms with when you're my age. Obviously, when you're young and full of energy to do things and to develop your family and your income and all of that, you don't think about leaving this body behind. That's all you've got. And I'm just reading about people with terminal illness. The whole suffering involved, the way they suffer themselves and the way the family suffers with them. And what I always keep thinking is, why is it that they can't come to terms with what it is they really are? Not who it is they really are, because the who is constantly changing. The thoughts that we have, they come and go. And they are passing through. And some of them make such an event that we take note of them. And then we might even apply them to something in our lives and solve a problem. That's what they're there for. That's what the brain is. It produces thought. But it also produces a lot of thought that has got nothing to do with us. They're just passing by. They're just coming through. And if we can come to terms with that and notice that while we are thinking, we are aware of that we are thinking. And the more we take notice of that awareness, the more we realize that that awareness, that consciousness in fact, is everywhere, is the source of everything. I could now give you a physical analysis that we, the taxpayer, paid billions for our scientists to find out. Namely, that matter consists of space, mainly of space. And that space is filled with quants, with information. And there is a sliver of an element that we could call matter, but it's vibrating energy. And that determines that we feel this world to be solid. Other than that, you know, whatever you experience in this world, it comes to you via experience. And what would an experience be? An experience that you use your senses to have. What would an experience be if it wasn't conscious? So there's actually two elements. The sensory experience and the awareness by which you experience it. If we exercise, if we practice to get a little bit more of that awareness, of that consciousness that we need to have an experience, we realize a bit more about ourselves. And we realize that we are, like the awareness itself, endless. That we come like the thought. We come and we go, and we come and we go. And the more we become aware of what it is we are, the freer we are, the relaxeder we are, the more happy we are, the more loving we are, the less reason we see why we should fight somebody else for something. There's plenty for us all. And to have love for somebody else is much more valuable than all the material goods in this world. Let's come to terms with that. I see you next time.